We're back to I almost fell down. We're back to mining in the garage. Hey, what's up? I'm Vosk here on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. Normally we're bopping around the VoskCoin mining farm, but today we're in the VoskCoin garage. So I've got mini Doge miners. It's right in winter now.
I know this is hard for you, but winter is coming.
It's cold in here. Nothing crazy, but let me get a quick temperature readout. The point here though is I'm looking to earn passive income. I've got mining hardware that earns more than it burns, which is a really simple calculation for me of why would I not be running it. If everything I'm doing in this video looks like too much work, check out Revolution Mining. They'll sell you miners, they'll run your miners for you, they make it easy. Link out below. So it's 60 degrees Fahrenheit here right now. It's a pretty warm winter day. And I would love it to be 70 degrees in here all the time, right? And I put a couple heaters in here as backup units if it's super cold and I've got to work on a car or something in here. But it's never my goal to run heaters like that. They're energy hogs, huge waste. I'd love to put a mini split in here to have some AC in the hot months, but right now I'm gonna settle for free heat. If you saw the other video on the channel, I talked about how I have two mini Doge 2s, a mini Doge Pro, and then I also dug out 5 more mini Doge mining rigs. So now I need to get these things set up, right? All I need to do is plug in power and Ethernet. Easy passive income, sure. That's true to a degree. I have a Eero out here, which gives me a nice mesh network, easy plug and play internet connection. Ideally, it would be hardwired all the way. This is bridged wirelessly. That's fine, it'll be good enough. My voltage here is pretty high, 247 volts, which is good. I made a mistake of not running 110 outlet over here. I've got a sub panel, so it's something I could pretty easily do. But I'm going to just go ahead and use an adapter to run my switch off of 240 voltage, right? These units always end up being able to be powered by 110 or 240 voltage. You see the input 100 to 240. That means that it will be good to go in any outlet in the US basically. So I need to take internet connection from this, run it to that switch, right? And so then I've got internet covered. I've also got power supplies, an APW7, which is a 1,800 watt power supply by Bitmain. And then I also have a APW3++, which is another power supply from Bitmain that can push out 1,600 watts of electricity and a bunch of 6-pin PCIe or VGA connections on the end of them. So first things first, let's start working on these. This is a mini Doge 2. This is actually one that we collaborated with Gold Shell on. So that was a really fun opportunity to bring a limited edition miner to market. And what's also really cool is that these have Wi-Fi support. So they come with this little Wi-Fi adapter and you can just screw that in here, as you can see on the back. And with this, we can run it over Wi-Fi. You may say, why would I do that when I'm talking about a switch and run an Ethernet in here to get an internet connection? And I'll explain, but basically I have an 8-port and I want to run 9 miners. It's critical that you understand that these need to be set up over Ethernet, then you disconnect the Ethernet and then they pick up the Wi-Fi connection and run that way. Always keep your miner boxes, good storage, good transport. If you need to send it off to be repaired, if you sell it, never throw miner boxes away. You'll regret it. Trust me, I've done it and regretted it. All right, so I grabbed the power supply and I'm gonna pull 2 PCIe connections off of this, right? So in this case, I'll take the 2 standalone, right? They're wired a little bit differently. And that will allow me to easily and cleanly push this a little bit farther away. That's gonna be important for me because this is going to be on the end due to it being the Wi-Fi model. Ethernet plugged in. The PDU that I'm plugging into is already hot. You see the dust come out of there? That was kind of gross. That was, I think that came out of the power supply. Anyway, this is a mining PDU. You can pick these up for about $100 shipped with our coupon code directly from Altair. He private labeled these and brought them to market. Great form factor here. I've got these all over my house and mining farm, and we can hear all this stuff start to kick up. These PSUs make a little bit of noise, perfect for a garage. Not my preference for, say, a bedroom. In a bedroom, I'd be running something like my beautiful favorite power supply, my EVGA 1600 watt titanium. Blinking blue, solid green, Ethernet connecting, or connected green, right? And then also talking, blinking amber. It's everything we want to see. So I just jumped into my software that lets me access devices and information of them on my network. This is with Eero. There's a bunch of different ways you can do this. This is just one way I'm doing this here. So I get the IP address. That's how I log into this thing. I also notate that this is on Ethernet because when you connect this to Wi-Fi, it's going to generate an additional IP address. So this helps me easily differentiate the Ethernet connection and IP address as well as the Wi-Fi connection and IP address. Let's speed run the setup on this, right? Switch it over to English, click unlock. I'm gonna put in the password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now it's unlocked. From here, I'll click on miner. I will remove the default in a second. For example, I could use F2 pool. I have an account there, VoskCoin, and then mini Doge 2. VC for VoskCoin 1, 2, 3. I would never use via BTC. They're a very poor FX company. So that information's in. You can see the green digging icon. That's good. I make sure that I remove the default pool information, and then this will start mining. But I thought we were doing Wi-Fi, right? So I'll click on, I'm going a little fast. So I click on the 4 lines, click on system, brings me here. At this point, it'll pick up Wi-Fi network. So my local Wi-Fi is the Planetary Fortress. I'll click on that and I'll click connect, but I need a password. So I put the password in, and now you can see that it's connected. Perfect. So at this point, it's connected. I can just go ahead and remove the Ethernet cable, and it should still be good to go, but I just refreshed my browser and it's not going to connect, and that's because it's connected over Wi-Fi now, right? Yeah, but on a different IP address. You can see that this was my Ethernet connection. It's gone offline. However, my Wi-Fi connection, which has generated the subsequent IP address number, 204, up from 203. So I'll put in 204, and now you can see that we are once again connected to the device, and we can see that it has started mining. And just like that, that's it. We're good to go. We are hashing. So that's how easy it is to go and get one of these deployed. I very carefully move these. Put this over here and get that out of the way. Intake is where all the connections are. Exhaust is the other side. Exhaust is the heat. That's important. I don't want to be blasting the heat right at the wall. I want to be blasting the heat away from this. Now I'm breaking out my old Mini Doge Pro. This thing is freaking sweet. RGB fans. I think that's a really fun feature that I don't think they should have gotten away from. It also has Wi-Fi capability. This miner, when it came out, was freaking sweet. Very unique. Trendsetter, really, in a way. Goldshell hasn't always produced the best miners, but what they have done is lower the barrier to entry for mining with their box series. If they hadn't price gouged, they would really be an absolute hero and champion in the mining industry. But they lost a lot of favor because they did. So, same process here. Only need one PCIe connection. Have an additional power supply, which I will go ahead and plug in. Here, click on, nice. Ethernet plugged in. And don't worry, I'm not gonna rug you. Check that out. I love RGB. It's kind of mesmerizing. So I just logged into my miner remotely, just like you saw me do with the mini Doge 2. I did the exact same steps. I have now also successfully connected it to Wi-Fi. And I can confirm that it's successfully mining. A lot of people get tripped up on the, is it the right time? Is this the right thing? Honestly, what's made me more successful than anything else, kind of as a rule of thumb for me, in my life has just, it's kind of simple or in a way cheesy, but it's like, just do it, right? And I'm not just trying to take the Nike slogan, but it's like, you got to get in the game. You can never score if you're on the sideline. Sure, you could go out there in the field and get laid out, or maybe you'll make the game win a touchdown. You can live your life as a spectator, as a bystander, as a passenger, or you can strive to be a playmaker. And that's what I strive for every day in everything. So now that I've got these plugged in, I'm making a couple bucks a day in passive income, right? And then I'll get the rest of these plugged in. I'll be making $10, $20 a day in passive income, depending on the Doge price. I think Dogecoin is going to continue going up. So while I think that these are profitable today and they'll earn more than they burned today, I think that they'll be very lucrative in retrospect. Historically, that's already proven to be true. These miners should have never been unplugged. If you bought these the day they came out and ran them, you would be earning more than you're burning every single day. And if you think that Doge price is going to run it all, then we're in for a good time. So yeah, I think this is worth it from the Dogecoin mining point of view. Yeah, absolutely true. But I also think this is worth it for the fact that this is going to generate a waste product. This is going to generate heat in an environment that's cold. Also, above this garage, okay, right? So through that floor is my office, which gets cold. That room is always hotter or colder than the rest of the house. It sits on the extreme end of the spectrum in the seasons. And sure, actually the entire garage is insulated as well as the floor. And there's blow-in insulation up there. But basically the point is that my office is cold in the winter, colder than the rest of the house. I make this warm, heat rises, that'll radiate upwards, and I will find that I will have not only a warm garage to be in, to work in, also it's favorable for my batteries to not be in very cold climate storage, and it'll give me more favorable temperatures in my office. It's huge wins across the board. And did I say I'm earning passive income? So I'm excited, you know, it's fun, it's good times. A lot of people, they always want to hate on mining. I don't think they really understand it. Sure, buy the coin, maybe it'll work out better for you. Yeah, you got to buy the miner, so there is that. But this is all gear that I already have, so I would be foolish to not be running this, especially given this scenario and situation. Oh, did I tell you that I'm doing solar this year? So while I am paying for this electricity bill today, and the rate on my house is the worst rate I have out here. So on my mining farm, I pay 7 to 10 cents depending on where I'm running the gear. My main operations are basically 8 cents, effectively roughly all in or better. Really, it's kind of more like 7.5 cents. My house, 14 cents, literally double the cost basically to operate. So at 14 cents, mining over here becomes a lot less lucrative, a lot less interesting. But I've built enough excess into my solar design that I will be able to power one full-size Bitcoin miner 24/7, right? And I'm grid tied. So I'll bank a bunch of kilowatt hours with the grid, pull it out as needed. I'll never have an electricity bill again, and I'll earn a passive income for the lifespan of this hardware, hopefully essentially for the rest of my life, at a price that I've already paid, right? It's already being generated. So there's a lot of different ways you can do things, and you know, should you do this with your money, that, whatever. Sure, okay, cool. The bottom line is I'm bullish on this path. I believe this will be a lucrative endeavor and worthwhile, and it's exactly what I'm going to do, and it's what I'm pursuing. So enough chatter, right? I got some more rigs to set up, which I'm gonna go ahead and do right now. Some random tips, tricks, information, whatever, experience along the way, right? So when I set these up, I used to label them by their position, but what if I move them, right? I had mini Doge left, mini Doge 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's good as long as you basically never mess with them. Now, in this scenario, I'm gonna label them by their serial number, the last 4 digits on it. So I just labeled 3C3E, which is that miner. And then I also adjusted its mining pool information so that I know exactly which one that is based on the worker name. I'm also plugging these in one by one instead of rushing to be like, oh, I got our passive income, we gotta get these online now, right? I'm gonna spend an extra 10 minutes, I'm gonna plug them in one by one, and I'm gonna label them as each one of them goes online. So these will be much easier for me to manage and monitor moving forward. We've got 3 of these on that 1800 watt power supply plugged in back here. 2 are running on Wi-Fi, and then 1 is running on Ethernet, as you can clearly see. Yeah, I'm a professional, huh? Yeah, I have an adapter on the way that will go C13 to NEMA 515R, which is normal US wall outlet. So what I'm going to do is I literally ordered another one of those. As you see that I'm using my Eero mesh Wi-Fi network router, right? I'm using that in one of those connections. I will now also be running the switch with that same type of configuration. So it's like $5 for the adapter, and that will get me set up and online instead of running this weird bootleg setup. Furthermore, I'm not going to waste the time and money to DIY an outlet or bring an electrician in. Sure, that would be easy to do, but it's not that I need electrical capacity here. I literally just need some power. And when I say some, not very much. So I have 6 of these online right now, and I'm already drawing 7 amps, 1,000, almost 700 watts. 240 volts. So that's cool. That's getting towards my target. I want to be burning about 3,000 watts in here due to the advanced thermodynamic calculation that I did without going to school for it. Pretty easy math. Utilizing an 80% rule, right? I have plenty of overhead on the 1800 watt, and I have enough overhead on the 1600 watts. Each of these mini Doge original miners consume about 233 watts. The Mini Doge Pro, I believe, is like 205, and then the Mini Doge 2s are pulling around 400 watts each. I'm going to log into these again, but from the computer, and update their firmware if possible. A lot of these are a couple years, several years old, so there's no reason why I wouldn't want to update to the latest firmware, efficiency, stability. And most notably, the original Mini Doge miners can have some problems. And my best bet will be running the latest revision of their firmware. I'm supposed to be pulling about 2,400 watts. At the wall, I am pulling 2,383 watts of electricity, or about 10 amps. Running all of these. So I'm gonna finish setting these up. Hope you enjoyed the content. Let me know any questions you have. I have matching Ethernet cables on the way. These are just some of my spares and extras from the farm to get this up and running. So I'm gonna have nice matching green Ethernet cables coming in today. I'll have that adapter coming in tomorrow. I mean, all this stuff's so easy to get. Pretty much anything simple or basic you want, it's just right on Amazon. So I'll drop some links for stuff down in the video description below if you want to use exactly what I'm using, but it's pretty simple, straightforward stuff. If it works, it works, right? So hey, again, I'm Vosker on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. Speaking of all this Doge, how about 10 seconds of our beautiful Doge that we had way before we got into cryptocurrency and mining? I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and seriously, please subscribe. We're chasing 1 million subscribers. I can't believe that we're over 60% of the way there. That's wild to me, and I'd really appreciate it if you'd help us really get all the way there. Have a good one.